Here we are, four-time Mr. Olympia Jay Cutler with the exclusive issue of Muscular Development. Line stands now, get it.
Okay, here we are, MuscularDevelopment.com, out here at the legendary Diamond Gym with Vinny Galanti. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good considering we're 10 days out from the Sacramento Pro. I feel like I'm sinking in quicksand right now.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I mean, he did a little consolidated, quick, 10 days out, last leg workout.
Yeah.
Just a lot of buzz I've been hearing around New Jersey here that, Vinny's bringing his conditioning in this year. What's going on with this?
East Coast meets West Coast next week. Listen, it took 16 years for me to turn pro, and for so many years you're training for one thing, and you're training for a pro card. And I finally did it at the '08 Masters Nationals. I won the light heavy and the overall, and I went back to my hotel room that night, and I'm manning up to tell you, everybody, I actually cried like a little baby. It was like extremely emotional. I'm laying in bed, and all of a sudden it hits me like a ton of bricks. And
now tell us a little bit before you go too much into that. A lot of these young guys out there don't know how long you've been around this sport and how long you've been knocking on that door. To tell them a little bit about why that was such a vindication. Tell us a little story about Vinny Galanti.
Competing since 17. I've taken second place as the Team Nationals, Team USA. I'm sorry, in '86. I won my class at the Team Jersey. I placed fourth at the Team Jersey. At the NPC Nationals, I think I was in that 10 times. I have taken 13th, 6th, 6th, 5th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 3rd, and 5th. Along the way, I won the Junior USA, I won the Junior Nationals, and I won the USA. We're talking over 16 years.
Wow, that's a long career.
Yeah, long career. After the 2000 Nationals, I packed it in. I was done. I opened up a personal training studio, the training station up in Mahwah, New Jersey, and I was like, that's it. This isn't ever going to happen. I'm never going to turn pro. I got to start thinking about a real job. The bug bit me back a couple years later in '05, and I was just starting to train again. I got out of the groove. I wanted to be like a normal person. I wanted to stop eating out of Tupperware, the whole 9 yards. I wanted to have a beer every once in a while, and I got all of that out of my system. Developed a little belly, had some fun, relaxed in the sun, chilled out. Started hitting the weights again, and the bug bit me. I went into the East Coast in '05, won my class, went to the Nationals again, took 5th, and then it wasn't until '07 in Masters Nationals where I came back again. And
you took second.
I took second. Yeah, another setback that year because literally I got home and I thought I had a stroke. I don't know if a lot of people know. Yeah, actually I had Bell's palsy, and it turned out that I have Lyme disease. So I got bit by a tick. I didn't know it. When I was training for the contest, I'm thinking, oh, I'm 40 years old, everything hurts. Nah, it was just a little bug that bit me. But came back a year later.
A little tiny little bug, ticks are like, size of a freckle.
And it hurt.
Broke down the great Vinny Galanti.
It did. But I rebuilt myself, came back, got my pro card, and again, cried like a little baby when I won my card. And so all that time built up, and now I'm training for my first pro shows, which was the Pittsburgh and the New York, and made many mistakes. I got too big. My frame doesn't work like your frame. You could train real heavy, you could eat a lot of food. I'm not that kind of bodybuilder. And I tried to be that bodybuilder. I tried to be the opposite of what Vinny Galanti was made out of. I overate. I got up to about 235 pounds. I tried to train like super heavy, 6 reps, 4 reps. It just didn't work for me. Super deadlifts, heavy deadlifts. And by the time the show came around, it just wasn't. I was the same weight a year later from when I won my card, but it was a different physique. It wasn't a polished physique. And I was extremely embarrassed about what I presented on the stage. It was a very humbling experience, and I just vowed to myself, I'm not going to step back on stage until I regroup. I need to walk away from everything. Looking back, I made my own bet. There was nobody to blame for any of the things that happened to me. And I needed to just, you know, get away from bodybuilding for a while. Not training, not the food, but just bodybuilding in general. I didn't go to many shows. I didn't talk to many people in the industry. I didn't pick up a bodybuilding magazine. I didn't turn on the internet, nothing. I needed to walk away. I needed to walk away so I could step forward a couple more steps. And in doing so, you know, you got a sneak peek today of what I look like. Today was my last leg workout. I didn't put much effort into it because it's my last leg day. And for a lot of young guys out there, I see them train for a show, and they're 10 days out and they're blasting legs, you know, doing 315 on a squat. And today's not the day to do it.
Those lines will be gone, buddy.
Yeah. So, and an injury can occur. So, but you know, we were talking earlier about, you know, you asked me what I do different, and basically it was more like get away from everything, regroup, analyze what works for you, go that route. Stop what you think the magazines say, the gurus say, and all of them have great opinions and ideologies and whatever you want to call it. And it might work for certain people. I know it works for me. I've been doing it a long time. And I needed to get away from saying to someone, I'm doing this, and then get influenced by going, oh, but I heard so-and-so does this, and then change my game plan. And it's
second guessing.
Yeah, I didn't want to second guess myself. And you're like one of the very few people I've seen what I look like this year.
I'm honored.
Yeah, you're like only.
But you shouldn't, you know, and you should be proud of what you've done. I mean,
Well,
I've never seen you in this conditioning. I mean,
thank you.
you know, wow, I got a little sneak peek. You know, you saw a little in the video here, but he's bringing it. You know, he's still tightening up. You know, drop a little bit more water. He's going to be pretty dangerous in 10 days. So,
you know, it's not that I'm not proud of what it is, what I have. It's not that. That's not why I'm not showing it. It's more like I just want to keep it under wraps because I get influenced very quickly, and I needed to walk away from everything that could just change my mind, you know?
So the experts out there, we say, hey, Vinny, I saw that video on MD, and, you know, if you just add a little more carbs, you'll win it.
Yeah. Thank you. But, yeah, well, you know what it is? I just needed to walk away from the sport for a little bit. I love this. Even at 43 years old, I'm loving this. My training completely changed. I do about 15 to 20 sets per body part. I know some people cringe and go, oh my God, that's too much. And I actually grew from it. I do about 15 to 20 reps per body part. A lot of drop sets, a lot of supersets. And I do that for about 6 weeks. And then I go for about maybe 4 or 5 workouts. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but my body can't take that much. My joints are small, my ligaments are, you know, they're not like yours where you're a big, strong guy. I've never had that capability to train like that in the gym. And I always tried to do that. You know, I've torn my bicep, I've torn a hamstring, my shoulder, and I'm healthy this year. I have no injuries. I'm going into the show really feeling 100%.
Great. So, you know, we're going to see a totally redesigned, revitalized Vinny Galanti on stage in 10 days, correct?
That's right. You know what? It's a matter of just, you know, regrouping, finding out who you are, move forward. You know, one of the things that I wanted to do this year, I had many goals. The first goal was, last year I started 235 pounds. This year I wanted to get my weight to 220. I figured if I'm coming at 202, why do I need to be 235, lose all that weight? So the first goal was to be 220. I got to 220, and from 220 to, let me redirect that. I was 220 at about 6 months out from the show. And then my next goal was, at 12 weeks out, I wanted to be 215. I wanted to start my diet at 215. 20 pounds lighter than I was the year before. So that was the second goal. I accomplished that. And I just thought if I could hang at 204, 205 going into the contest, because I know that when we fly, we lose some water weight, and the stress of all of that, I'm going to make the weight, just not even like having to deplete. So, you know, that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, like myself, not you know, trying to bring me into the story here, but a lot of people out there want to go into bodybuilding because they think, you know, it's the glamour, it's the glister, they're in a magazine, they're making all these big money. But there's guys out there like yourself who've had a very successful career without ever turning pro before you ever were pro.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you've been with Universal for, what, 13, 15 years?
15 years. You know, I went to Universal back in 86 or 87. And I don't
think anybody in the history has ever been with a sponsor that long.
You know, I spoke to Sean Ray, and he goes, I think you outbeat me in how many years he's been under a contract, whatever company he was with. I went to Universal, and I said, listen, you know, Dorian Yates was it at the time, he was Mr. Olympia, and I said, young guys can relate to me better than they can relate to Dorian. I could be your liaison between your products and the kids. And it sold, and I've been with them ever since. And along the years, I've reinvented myself there because I've had to change my whole strategy because they've changed their strategy. A lot of guys, you know, with the whole animal thing. And now, very shortly, the whole new Universal website's coming out. I can't tell you too much about it, but it's going to be really cool. And it's a lot different than whatever you've seen out there. So Universal is coming out with a new website. I think in about another week or two.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So check them out, universal.com, right?
I think it's universalusa.com. Not yet though. I don't think it's up yet.
But you also had a very successful ABC events, I know, going out with Animal, and I know you've been a big part of that. You're putting all that together. The cage events at the Olympia and the big shows, I know you're a big part of that too.
Yeah.
You know, you brought Universal and Animal to a whole new level. They were a small little underground company, and now, you know, they're the most probably visited booth at the Olympia in the Arnold.
Yeah, it's a pretty exciting thing. You know, we all go to the Arnold. You know, all of us. You know, as you know, a lot of us are from New Jersey, and we get to experience a great thing at the Arnold. We, you know, you're with Gerard and XL, and you know, you got Kai, you got all these guys at the show, and you're all from New York, New Jersey area. So it's like a big camaraderie thing with everybody living in the area. And you know, for me, for so many years, like you said, like I was an amateur, not really making a living, not being a pro. And now, just to top it off, that I can actually say I can compete with a pro now. You know, with the pros, it's a little more like, wow, I go to a show and say, hey, I'm a pro. But
you tell your daughter years down the road, I'm a pro. What'd you do, Dad? I was a pro bodybuilder.
My dog, that's my daughter.
I think her daughter.
No, Lola, my little Indian.
No, that's right. Confused, Lola.
That's all right. But all the guys at Universal, G Diesel and Easy and you know, Tom Fuller in California. We got man, I'm thinking I got so many names in my head right now. I can't think. Eric, well, Easy. We got a good camaraderie and we work well together. We did our first road show this year. We went to Southern California. We started in San Diego and made our way up into Sacramento. I'm sorry, into I'm going to Sacramento, Los Angeles, and over to Vegas for the Olympia. And we did a couple of ABCs. Now, for anybody out there who doesn't know what the ABCs are, they're animal barbell clubs. And the animal barbell club is just basically, it's just a camaraderie of just guys who like to train. There's no ego involved. Could be a skinny little guy, a big fat guy, it doesn't matter. We all get together, we train, we help out each other, and we just give tips. And you know,
as I said, I've been to a few of them. With, you know, eavesdropped in, and you know, visited a couple of those.
You're spying on us.
They're actually, you know, very, you know, it's a great camaraderie. It's a great thing. So if you're ever in the area, look it up. Go to animal.com, animalpack.com,
animalpack.com,
and check it out when there's an ABC coming near you. So Vinny, we want to wish you the best of luck in Sacramento. We'll be pulling for you as a Jersey native myself.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you. And we'll see you in Sacramento.
East Coast meets West Coast next week.
That's it, buddy. For mushdevelopment.com, for Vinny Galanti. Thank you.